Okay, so we're now about to do number 28. Kirsten wants to buy a flute that costs $240. She has saved $20 each week for 6 weeks. How many more weeks does Kirsten need to save money if she continues to save $20 each week? How many weeks did she save money for? 6 weeks. Each week, $20. So 20 the first, 20 the second, 20 the third, 20 the fourth, 20 the fifth, 20 the sixth. Very quickly we can calculate that. That is $120 in total. Right? She needs 240. So 240 take away 120 equals 120. So she saved 120 and she needs 120, so she saved half of the money. But the question is, how many more weeks does Kirsten need to save if she wants to continue, if she wants to have $240 saving at that same rate? So if it took her 6 weeks to save $120, wouldn't it take her another 6 weeks to save the other $120? That makes 240. So the answer would be 6 weeks. Okay. Number 29. Mr. Chin picked a number greater than 100. He told Gabriel to divide the number by 18. He told Edward to divide the number by 15. Whose answer is greater? Explain how you know this person's answer will be greater. Looking at my little drawing here on the right, the top right, I just want to remind you that the number you're dividing is called the dividend. The number you're dividing by is called the divisor. And your answer that you get when you divide is called your quotient. Okay, I want you to think of a pizza for a short space in time. If I slice up the pizza into 12 parts, not drawn to scale, versus if I slice that pizza into 2 parts, which division will give me the bigger slice? The smaller the number, the larger the slice. The larger the number, the smaller the slice. This is division. So when your divisor, the number you're dividing by, in this case 12, the larger the number gives you the smaller quotient. The smaller the number, smaller the divisor, the number you're dividing by, gives you the larger quotient. So when you're looking at 18 and 15, 18 here and the 15 here, think of the pizza. Had I cut up the pizza in 18 parts versus cutting it up into 15 parts, which one would give me the bigger slice? Think of it also as how many persons you have to share with. More persons that come and say, I want piece, I want piece, I want piece, I want piece, it means that the pieces will simply get smaller. Alright? So I'm going to erase some of this explanation here. Let me write back the word divisor. Great. So in this case here, the larger divisor is 18. So 18 will give you a smaller quotient. What we're looking for, the larger quotient. Whose answer is greater? They didn't say quotient, but the quotient is the answer when you divide. Okay? So whose quotient will be greater? It will be Edward's, because his divisor was smaller. Smaller divisor, greater quotient. Greater divisor, smaller quotient. So I'm going to write what might be an acceptable answer. Remember, some of the terms are expected. If the child can explain very well without using the official terms, no problem. There'll be more than one way to express the answer. This is my way here. Edward's answer better because he got the smaller divisor. 15 is smaller than 18. So the quotient will be larger than when you divide by 18. Okay, there's a reason they have given you so many lines, because they want you to explain, not just state briefly and unclearly. Amy borrowed 5,800, number 30, from a bank at a rate of 6% for 2 years. She repays the bank in equal monthly installment. How much does she pay each month? I know I caused you a bit of frustration by changing it from 12% to 6% based on the calculation that you had to do in the end. So if you felt a little frustrated about this one, it's not your fault, it's mine. And that's why anytime you're writing test papers, you have to actually do it to know what it's worth. Alright, so don't worry about it, we'll get to that just now. So what's happening here? $5,800 is being borrowed from a bank. You see the interest rate, you see how long the person has to repay. Now just remember, anytime interest is charged on a loan, an amount borrowed, it means that you have to pay the amount you borrowed plus the extra, the charge, which is called the interest. Okay? Our formula for simple interest, or the formula, is principal, that's the amount borrowed, by rate, usually expressed as a percentage, times time. Some people say over 100, and that is wrong, because the rate is 6%. That's where the 100 comes from. Okay? Alright. Principal times rate times time. The principal is 5,800. We're replacing now, substituting, sorry. 5,800 times rate, 6 over 100 times time, 2. So all we're doing is extending this line because everything is out of 100 now. Simply, 2 zeros cancel with 2 zeros. So we have 58 times 6 times 2. 58 times 6. And don't forget our times 2. 8 sixes are 48. Cross the 8. 5 sixes are 30 and 4 34. 348. 348 times 2. 348 times 2. 8 twos are 16. 4 twos are 8 and 1 9. 3 twos are 6. Great. So the amount you have to repay the bank is $696. Am I right? Wrong. You couldn't borrow $5,800, and then this institution is so interested in you that you only have to pay $696. No way. This figure here